Hello! Alex is the only child in a family of poor immigrants. He enjoys spending time on the computer and quickly learns how to make money on the internet, which is not yet particularly regulated by laws. But his ambition takes him too far, and the young man finds himself at the epicenter of the black market and hacker attacks that stir the world news. The film is based on real events. Alex and his father and mother move from Ukraine to Canada. They can't afford real estate in the big city and end up in the city of London, Ontario, a Canadian backwater. But even there, they live from paycheck to paycheck. The mother works tirelessly as an accountant at a bank, and the father has never been able to integrate into foreign country society and make a close acquaintance there. Alex also has trouble communicating, and his mother's computer becomes his only friend. He quickly turns from games and various other distractions to programming and studying the banking system. His idols become people like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. He dreams of changing the world for the better, just like him. And as a schoolboy, he finds ways to make money online from the comfort of his own home.
It was boring, but it was easy money. For every 1,000 clicks, I made $20.
But this is not enough to really make a difference and to earn money for higher education, which is very expensive in Canada. And his parents are still unhappy and continue to quarrel over their difficult living conditions. One day, Alex hears news on TV about a hacker attack on the stock markets by a certain Mr. Zed and his dark web organization. Zed sent a message that aired on every news channel in the world.
We will fight back. We will bring them down. This is just the beginning.
When the boy returns home, he finds his mother very upset and in tears. She was laid off at her job at the bank, and now the family is threatened with eviction. They have no savings to continue the mortgage payments on their house. Alex, without hesitation, gives his mother everything he has saved for college and his part-time jobs, which is enough for just a couple of months. The guy is angry at his employer for doing this to his mother. In addition, the admission deadline is approaching, and the money for the semester is urgently needed. Then Alex recalls the dark web. Getting access is not easy, and the first task is to steal a credit card number. To do this, Alex creates a fake online store, and a bully from his school falls for the trick by leaving his information there to make a purchase. So the guy manages to get the first level of access for his account, the Soldier. With it, Alex begins reselling items. He doesn't think much about why you can buy them on the dark web for much less than in the store. He buys and then places ads for laptops, jewelry, watches, and phones, all of which bring in a good income. And in just 1 month, the guy earns more money than he did in 4 years. Once he has saved enough money, he goes to Toronto, where his spending increases. This means that his earnings must also increase, especially since he is now supporting his parents as well. Alex goes one step further and already uses fake documents to sell more expensive items. He has to be more careful, because in the big city, the police are more active in monitoring the black market. But no one knows him in the stores where such goods are bought up, and Alex quickly gets rejected. A stranger notices his struggles and approaches the guy with an offer to sell his goods for a percentage from the deal.
Hey look, the watch isn't stolen anyway, right?
It's foolish to trust the first person who follows you on the street, but Alex doesn't want to leave without money, so he takes the risk. And Cy doesn't let him down. The money is in his pocket, and their partnership promises to be profitable. The cunning and sociable man has a lot of useful acquaintances, and he and Alex start working together, selling more and more goods. Cy instructs how to behave with black market participants, including police officers, on whose goodwill depends their success. The duo makes special offers for them.
Who do you steal from this time?
I didn't steal them, Tommy. I know somebody that works for the watch company. Get them for a good price.
Meanwhile, Zed launches another attack on the banking system, sending out a new message. In it, he compares bankers who sell people predatory loans with drug dealers and criminals. These words impress Alex, because his parents have been bound by mortgages their entire lives, and it is for their sake that he is doing this risky business. The guy decides to give up his university studies for good, and takes on a Robin Hood-like mission, launching attacks on the morally corrupt rich with the help of Cy's acquaintances. They get hold of an unlimited credit card from one of them, and with the help of fake passports and disguises, they withdraw a large sum of money from his bank account. Despite the audacity of the plan, their actions go unpunished. While Cy spends his time in the nightclubs, Alex is haunted by injustice and social inequality. He decides to launch an attack on the very bank from which his mother was fired. On the appointed day, he visits the branch disguised as an applicant for a loan and secretly inserts a flashcard into the system unit of one of the employees. The computer begins to glitch and Alex is about to leave, but this time things don't go so smoothly.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Fuck.
Excuse me, can you come with us?
His plan is uncovered, and the head of the bank security threatens Alex with the police and a big prison sentence if he doesn't tell him where he got the flash drive with the virus from. Not wanting to reveal the dark web device, The hacker responds by offering to cut a deal.
I mean, it doesn't look good for you that an 18-year-old was able to break into the bank and steal all this information.
He will fix the vulnerabilities in their system, and the bank will be able to present the whole story as an internal security check without losing their reputation with their customers. For the work done, the bank will drop all claims against Alex. This works, and what's more, Alex becomes famous on the dark web because he actually managed to bypass a very sophisticated security system. Even Mr. Z himself points this out. A few days later, Alex receives a message from a female hacker on the dark web. Sai wants to help his friend's personal life and arranges a date with Kira on his behalf. She tells him nothing about herself and only listens to the guy's stories.
See? You're an idiot.
Excuse me?
I know your name, where you're from, and your birth date.
The girl turns out to be more experienced in hacking and knows how important it is to maintain anonymity. They discuss Mr. Z, and Alex gets fired up at the idea of meeting him. Kira joins the guy to take him on more ambitious projects. They get more and more fake passports and credit cards, expensive goods, and rich customers. After a while, Sai raises questions about the girl's connections. From the deals and her contacts, she has earned too much way too easily, and he trusts the new team member less and less. What if she's an informer in disguise? One day, Kira suggests that Alex leave Sai in Toronto and go with her to Hong Kong, where there are more opportunities to earn money. Alex invites Roosevelt, the man who gave him his first job at the dark web, to a private meeting. The guy thanks the man and asks about Kira, but Roosevelt has heard nothing about her, and that is very suspicious. The relationship between Sai and Kira is getting worse. He doesn't like the risky style of the girl, who wants to build up sales and picks untrusted customers. They arrive at the site with a whole truckload of goods, when Kira and Sai have an argument right during the negotiations. The buyers get nervous too and pulls out their guns.
Okay, why don't we just make a deal, guys?
No, there's not gonna be a deal with this fucking girl here.
Is there a problem here?
Sai and Kira apologize to each other for their short temper, and the girl reveals that she tried to sell goods to gangsters. They don't like their time being wasted. Fearing for the safety of their business in Toronto, the trio moves to Hong Kong. Alex hopes that things will change after they move, but they don't. The relationship between them remains strained, and although money is now plentiful, he lacks meaning in life and some sort of project with a big purpose. Moreover, the team begins to let their guard down, and sometimes Alex forgets to check his credit card before visiting a store. In this scene, when they try to pay, the bank immediately notifies the salesman about fraud, and the trio is forced more and more to quickly flee the scene. Sai doesn't care about trying to change the world at all, which cannot be said about partying or women. On his birthday, he causes a fight at the club, after which the friends are sent to jail. He then tries to make amends by recklessly withdrawing money from the unlimited credit card he once stole in Toronto. This becomes the last straw for Alex.
You don't trust Kira, you're drunk all the time, and now you've gone and used the fucking card that I specifically told you not to use again, Sai.
He loses his patience and cuts off all relations with his friend. Alex continues to work with Kira, withdrawing cash from ATMs and leaving dark web business cards at the scene. After stealing more than $2.5 million this way, they manage to make international news. After that, the couple must move again to cover their tracks. Plus, Kira offers to quit, because the money they have will last them a long time. But Alex can't stop. He wants to keep taking revenge on banks and corporations. The girl has other plans for life, and she kisses the guy right in the middle of his fervent speech about vengeance. Suddenly, they are interrupted by a message from Zed himself. He praises Alex and awards him the highest status on the dark web, so the guy takes the chance to make a private appointment with his boss. They immediately receive a call from a hidden number, and together with Kira, they go to meet the man in a wheelchair whose whole body is covered with scars. He warns them, by agreeing to work for him, you become his property. There's no room for mistakes.
But if you make a mistake, you will die.
And not only Alex, but all his loved ones will be in danger too. After the meeting, Alex receives a call from Sai, who wants to continue working with the partners and promises to change. He waits for Alex and Kira in their hotel room, and doesn't get the chance to meet them. He is tracked down by the Colombian man's bodyguards, whose stolen credit card Sai had recently withdrawn money from. Upon returning home, the partners find their friend murdered, and Kira stops the shocked Alex from calling the police and an ambulance. It's time to go into hiding again, and the next stop is New York. There, the accomplices continue to work on projects for Zed. They upload on the internet the news and footage from the assassination of the senator who was in charge of the bills for the stock market. This crashes the stock market, allowing Zed to buy up stocks at low price.
What the hell are you talking about? How can I be dead if I'm talking to you?
Since the murder turns out to be fake, the market goes up again, allowing Zed to make a huge amount of money. Zed pays generously for the work they had done, but on their way home, Alex and Kira are kidnapped by masked men. The guy wakes up alone and can't contact neither his girlfriend nor his boss. He goes to Bangkok, where he and Kira agreed to meet should something suddenly go wrong. Not finding her at the appointed place, he remembers his parents and calls his mother, promising to come home in 2 days. Alex enters an internet cafe, where he discovers that the dark web is blocked. The news reports that Zed has been arrested and his right-hand woman, Kira, was killed during the arrest. Meanwhile, the card he used to pay for the session is blocked, and the cashier receives a call from the bank. Alex can't believe the girl's death, but before he can find out if Kira had left any clues that she's alive, the police arrive and take him into custody. The guy is charged with fraud and sent to serve his time in a Thai prison.
5 minutes on the internet. How fucking hard can it be? How many times do I have?
He finds himself completely cut off from the rest of the world. The uncertainty and loneliness drives him insane, stuck in a cage. Alex begins to think about life. He reads a lot and gradually changes his views and priorities.
I realized by the time I was 21 years old, I'd caused a lot of harm to a lot of people.
The thought of his mother, who's waiting for him, keeps him alive. 2 years later, the guy is released without ever discovering that he was incarcerated under a false name. On his way out, he meets Kira, alive and well. She had once been incarcerated herself and made a deal with the police there. After that, she went undercover and used Alex to get to Zed. But she began to have genuine feelings for the guy and really wanted to hide with him from both the authorities and Zed. But the law enforcement got to the criminals first, separating them and kidnapping Alex. Kira gives Alex his real passport so that there would be no questions asked about his criminal record at the border. The hacker gets a second chance to live his life as an honest man.
And Kira, well, I was just happy she was alive.
As always, look for the name of the movie in the description of the video. In the meantime, let us know in the comments if you think Alex will be able to succeed living as an honest man, or if he'll never let go of the memory of making easy money. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video so that more awesome stories come out as often as possible.